Well, hello everyone and welcome to this video. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a little product review. This is an initial product review, which means I can't tell you how long these things last. We have just got them unboxed, prepped, and installed, and that's what we'll look at right after we roll title roll. All right, here's what we got. We have these dozen deck lights, they call them. They're also used like road markers. You could probably use them as road marker. They show a video of a truck driving over these, although I don't know that these are set up for that. They say they're tough. They do have an aluminum, at least the top part of the body. This is the brand name. If I turn it sideways, we see a little bit of writing what's in the box. It's basically 12 lights and some a little plastic inset screws. It says it's IP68, which means it'll go down like a meter underwater. You can put it underwater for a meter and hold up to it. There's that side, and that's about all we need to see of that box. Now this is what the light looks like. All right, it's made a little bit different than the next ones I'm going to show you. What I liked about this, I don't know how well they'll work, is they have, of course, the solar panel here. But we also have a little housing. Now, what you may not be able to tell from the video is it has a little cup. This is made like a little cup that sits down, so this seam is not going to leak. The old style that I had before, they leak pretty quick, and I think I purchased them originally Harbor Freight. I may have ordered some and then done some Harbor Freight after. Had a couple of these things. They don't last all that long, but they usually leak and get water in one way or another. So I can't tell about these particularly, but that's what it looks like on that side. On the back side, you see a switch where you get to choose. Center is off. One way is on this model is white. The other side is blue. I want them all to be white. 4 screws. I think the bottom plate is plastic, but the housing, the top part, is aluminum and or appears to be aluminum. And of course, we have that top cap-like thing sitting down, so it should work like a diver's bell as long as it's not sitting in water. Now this one was defective out of the box. I've contacted the company. They were purchased on Amazon, contacted the company, and they have responded within 24 hours, but there's a switch. If I turn it one way, we can see that we have the blue light. Okay, if I flip it the other way, we can see we have the white light. Looks pretty good, with the exception that even in these lights, I put it in direct sunlight. This particular one will not shut off. If the batteries obviously work, but it doesn't turn off and on like dusk to dark as you would expect it to, as they're supposed to. The other 11 did that. This one didn't. Now I did take these to make sure I put them out fully charged and I don't handicap myself upon day one of getting one of these things so they're dead in 3 months or so. As I took them, they came in on a Saturday, about half a day on Saturday, with inspected them all, tested them all, put them out on a post outside my bird feeder holder and let them charge that rest of Saturday. With the switch being off, they didn't come on, so they didn't burn any battery that night, Saturday night. So then they charged Sunday, Monday, and I put them out Monday so they wouldn't have come on until, no, Tuesday, put them out Tuesday, and they wouldn't come out till Tuesday night, which was last night. So we had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I guess that makes that 3.5 days of charging. So anyway, something like that. So the idea is to let them fully charge before you ever put a demand on the battery. That's what we did. Now, let's talk about this. Okay, here we have an old shot from the road. Actually, I don't really remember what year this was, but this has been a while back. There was obviously an even year because we got some kind of election sign out there. I don't remember. But you see behind me the type of posts that we have. They're wooden cattle, they're livestock type posts that we would use with simple wire mesh for cattle. This used to be an old cattle field. And so what we do is on top of a couple of those posts, I would set these lights, or the lights before them, or the lights before them, so that at night it lights up kind of a strip right there along the road, because quite honestly, I don't need anybody. There's no street lights where we live out here in the country, and it gets pretty dark. It just gives them a good straightaway, so if they're going to run off into a ditch, they can run off on either side down the road or before we get to the house. It just gives them a little bit of better way to know that that road is straight. So that's what they're there for. Now let's go look at some video clips. All right, now the first video is a little short piece. We've got them out. They've been out in the sun from the day that we unpacked them. I'm getting ready to put them on the post. Let's go see that video. Now I have these replacement lights ordered off of Amazon. They're driveway lights, but I use them to go on top of wood fence posts. And in the past, the common mode failure in the type that I have used has always been that they get full of water. Now, one of the theories that I have is that they expand the gas inside on the very hot days of summer, and then of course as they cool down, the seals fail and it drinks in at least moist air during rainy times. And if the base is in kind of a flat seal contact with whatever it's mounted to, like a driveway, your tarmac or your concrete, that then it wicks it in, it pulls the water under the base. Now what I've done here is I'm going to try this. I'm not going to be driving on top of my fence post, but if I can show you, I put little plastic stops on there, and that should hold it up just enough to keep a little gap under there. Maybe the air will be able to go in without necessarily wicking the water up. These are not terribly expensive, but you know, they get annoying when they don't hold their charge. So what I've got going on with it in particular is I've had these out that came in Saturday day sometimes. So I've got half a day or part of a day on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they'll charge Tuesday, which is today. I'm going to put them on the post. And the idea that I have is that I'll just go ahead and switch the switch. They're underneath it so they can't be tampered with, because these are two color. They'll do blue or white, and I want them to do white. So I did lose one as being defective right out of the box, so I'm down one. We'll just mount what we have, and it has to be a cool day, so we're just going to get these put on to see how long we get them to last. Now, the next clip, I've taken the old marker lights off of the post. These are the old dead ones. They've been out there for 2 years. Most of them have been dead for more than a year. They just kind of die slowly at different rates. I think I had one that was partially functioning. We'll take a look at that in the next little clip. But this will show you what the common mode failure was, what I see. And if you look online at other product reviews, you'll see a lot of them have the same problem. They drink the water in somewhere. They're just bringing it in. I think I gave you the explanation in the previous cut, but we'll look what we've got going on right now. Let me trip this video for you. Now here is what I see as the common mode failure. All of these just about have died. Some of them were still working after a couple of years, 2 years or so, but you see they suck in the water somehow. I don't know that it's leaking out of the top, although that's obviously different materials, being plastic or polycarbonate, whatever that is on the top. So it could be coming around the aluminum body there, but what happens is they get full of water and they die. What's different about the previous video where you saw the new ones going in, they're more of a plastic cup, bottom side down. So hopefully they'll last a little longer than these did, although I did have one defective upon arrival. Now we have another segment where let's just check how these things were after about 2 years, so we can see the success rate. You can see how nasty, rusty, and full of water they really were. I don't think the old ones were necessarily a fire hazard or anything like that. They just drink up the water. Let's look at that video. And here we are with the 2-year-old ones that are filled with water. We got one of them that almost works. We'll see how long it lasts. It does have one LED out. Hey, appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, if you will, subscribe to the channel, either the YouTube or the Rumble channel, which this appears in. And if you can, check the notification bell or settings to make sure that you get notified when new videos are posted. Appreciate it. Well, there we have that. Now I will set up this next video. I think we'll look at what they look like at the start of the evening. I think I catch it just on after dusk. Again, the camera that I use is not very fancy, so to speak, and so it's not exactly, a $6,000 camera that's suitable for super low light, but we can see the things working after now we have put them on. Let's get to that. And it is dusk, and we have come on all of our particular little lights that we use. They're marker lights, I think they're road marker lights, but you can see they're beginning to come on. We'll check in the morning if we don't sleep too late, find out how long they last, see if any of them go out before it gets light. And here is your video showing that they did in fact live overnight. And here we are at dawn, and it looks like all of our lights made it through. Well, we're wrapping this up. What are these little puck lights good for. You know, they're kind of like a hockey puck. They need to be facing up for the sunlight to hit this from any, you know, because these could be actually screwed in from different directions. They're designed for that to be facing up. And you can put them on stairs, on walkways, on sidewalks, on boardwalks, on boat ramps going down to wherever you might want to put them. The thing is, you don't want to put them anywhere they're going to be a trip hazard, so you need to kind of keep them out of the way. You might put some on the corners of a, what do you call it, a deck or something like that. But at the same time, you might find a different type of light that fits you better, like maybe the rope lights, a little tube with little LEDs in it. They work nice. They also work well where you kind of put them up underneath the edge of a railing so that the UV doesn't get them too hard, too fast, and degrade them too quickly. But they're just a little light. I happen to mount these, although they're made to go on a deck or something like that. I actually put these on top of like the 6-inch round posts. Anyway, if you like this content, if you found it to be any value at all to you, please do the click and subscribe and like stuff, because it helps get the algorithms to push the content out there so more people will see them. I don't pay to push these things, and to be quite honest, this is not what do you call sponsored in any way. I just bought this as a consumer. I just take the time to make this video for you to kind of give you an idea of what you might do. Appreciate you watching. Have a great week.